Progreso y gracias a la misericordia. This is Sancista Brujo Luis, and I'm doing a tarot review today. A tarot deck that I'm very excited about. It was published in 2009, but before I go into the tarot deck, I want to talk a little bit about this book, and there's a reason why I'm going to talk about this book, because it goes with the tarot deck that I'm going to present. This book is called Mastering Witchcraft, A Practical Guide for Witches, Warlocks, and Covens by Paul Huson. Anyone who knows me and anyone who watches my videos knows that I was raised in Puerto Rican Espiritismo, and in my later years I was baptized and initiated into Puerto Rican Sanse, which is a branch of like voodoo. But when I was younger, I was always called El Brujo. I was always into the occult and magic and all that. But I remember when I was very young, it was in my teenagers, I was in the library and I came upon this book, and this book influenced me to the point that, I mean, I just got I was hungry all the way just by this book alone. Now, if you're going to get this book, let me tell you, this book was first published in 1970. Yeah, I think it was 1970, and it's not about, you know, Wiccan. It's not Wiccan. It's more traditional witchcraft, and it's got some strega. So, you know, it was just one of those books that really influenced me when I was a kid, when I was young, and I love it. I mean, it's one of my favorite books. I still have it. So this is the, you know, just posting that out there. You also wrote a couple of books that I don't have with me, but this one is Mastering Herbalism, A Practical Guide to Herbalism by Paul Huson, the same writer. Jesus, try to do this with one hand. This is a good book. It's got some recipes and all that, and it's got pictures throughout the book. And I've got most of his books. I just pulled these two, because these two just happen to be my favorite. I wish I can show you more with one hand. But it's got recipes, it's got how to make incenses and herbs, and even recipes to make like food. But I just like this book. I love Paul Huson. Now, what am I here today? Well, I'm going to review his tarot deck, which is called the Dame Fortune Wheel Tarot, or the Dame Fortune, La Dama Fortuna, La Rueda de Dama Fortuna Tarot, and it's also by Paul Huson. I love this man. I think this was published in 2000. Don't quote me. I think it was published in 2009, and I could be wrong. It's printed by Lescarbo, I think. I don't know. I can't see where it's printed. But anyways, the book, the deck, it just comes with, you know, just one of those little boxes. Comes with your standard little, you know, tarot deck. Now, here's the deck. Here's the baby. Here's the gem. I opened it up because nobody wants to see people unboxing. I mean, some people like it. I that drives me up the wall. But here's the deck. This is the backing. I love it. It's very beautiful. And I'm just gonna go just start showing you the cards. I always wanted a tarot deck. I've been reading. I think I've been reading. What is it? The Rider-Waite. I also read the Golden Tarot, the Voodoo Tarot, and sometimes the Morgan Greer and Maria Leonza Tarot. But I always wanted a European tarot deck. I love European tarot decks. I'm not crazy about American tarots. They're just too cartoony. They look like superheroes. They look like it's all gimmick. It's a bunch of crap. I like European decks. And Paul Huson, I'm going to say Paul Huson, is from England. He's a traditional witch. Like I said, that book was published, this one right here, Mastering Witchcraft, was published in 1970. And this deck was published in 2000, I say 2009. So let me just start showing you the deck. It's based on two forms of decks, and I'm just going to show you. The majors are Marseilles. And right here, that is the Fool. I just love the colors. It's not so blocky. like the Marseilles. The Marseilles, I mean, they're beautiful, don't get me wrong, but they just seem so blocky. And there's just like, what, three major colors. You can see the major arcana here that's based on the Marseilles. Here is the Fool. Instead of the Magician, you're going to get the traditional Jugger. And look at those faces. I mean, the faces are amazing. I love them. This is the female Pope. Okay, I like it. Very Marseilles. Right here we have the Empress, the Emperatriz. This is the Emperor, el Emperador. We have the Pope, el Papa, very beautiful. A lot of people, you ever see when people are doing reviews about tarot decks, they always like they always say this about the Pope. Get over it, people. It's a beautiful card, it's tradition, it's part of the tarot deck. If you don't like it, then get some new age form of tarot deck, which this is not. This is more based on, you know, the tarot of the Renaissance, of the medieval, and what influenced those cultures even today. You know, these things do influence us today. This is, instead of the Lovers, we have love, el amor. And I like it because if you look, you can see that it looks like they're gonna get married, but look at the Pope, or the priest or whatever, he's kind of checking out the wife there, or the soon-to-be wife. Here we have the Chariot, el carro, justicia, justice. We have the Hermit, and instead of a lamp, he's holding an hourglass. I like that. Traditional Marseilles. The Wheel of Fortune, and on top of the Wheel of Fortune, you're going to see La Dama Fortune, the goddess Fortune. You know, turning the Wheel of Fortune, the Wheel of Fate. Instead of strength, we have fortitude. Fortaleza, fortitude. Very nice. And you can see the backgrounds on the major are, it looks greenish in the video, but it's like a mintish, like a yellow color. Right here we have El Colgado, the Hanged Man. Death is the only one that's, like traditional cards, it didn't have the name, but this is La Muerte, this is Death. And here we have Temperance, the Devil. He seems a little choppy to me, but I still like it. I like it very much. I think it looks really beautiful. I love the way this card, this deck looks. It's very nice. It's very Marseilles. This is the Tower. The Star. The Star is really interesting because, not to get the glare. The Star is very interesting because often the Star, 99% of the times, the Star is a female. Here it looks like an androgynous, androgynous. It's got long hair, but if you can see there's a penis there. So I mean, it looks like it's a male. So it's an androgynous. I like that. It's very interesting. It's a very different view of the star. Like I said, most stars are female. Here it's an androgynous individual. The Moon, La Luna. So if you know your Marseille, you can understand these cards. This is the Sun. We have Judgment. There's Judgment. Trying not to get the glare of the light above me. There's the World. This is the major arcana, and I'm going to show you the minor arcana. Now, while the major arcana is based on Marseille, the minor arcana, well, I'm going to just show you what they look like. Now, what we're going to show you now, or what I'm going to show you now, is the minors. And the minors, while the major is based on the Marseille, the minors are more based on the Etteilla. Now, if you don't know what the Etteilla are, the Etteilla is a beautiful tarot deck. I think it was published in the later 1700s. Again, don't quote me on that. And they're based on the French occultist Jean-Baptiste Alliette. And what he did, Jean-Baptiste Alliette is his last name, or Alliette. What he did is he changed the words backwards to come up with Etteilla. And he was the first person to read divination or cards professionally. So we all owe it to him. He was the one who came up with all these beautiful spreads that we still use today. He read professionally, and this is based on his method of divination. I've seen his deck. It's okay. I'm not too crazy about it, but trust and believe, I love these. Now I'm going to show you every single one. Right here is the Ace of Coins, and I love the green. You're going to notice that the coins are all the background is all green. This is the Two of Coins. This is Three of Coins. Love that. It's very beautiful. This is the Four of Coins. And I love the faces. Look at that. Five of Coins. Now, if you read tarot deck, this, again, is not based on the Rider-Waite symbolism. There are some similarities, but this is a totally different way, more of how it was read in the 1700s. And I mean, it's just gorgeous. You can give, but you can take. See how she's giving, but she's taking? They're a little poor, but of course they're in love, you know what I'm saying? But it's not the Rider-Waite, so it's a different system of reading. And for beginners, if you want to learn a Marseilles or an older tarot deck, then I would suggest this. This is just, and I like it because all the minors have pictures and images, and they are stunning. They're just beautiful. Look at that. This guy right here, Eight of Coins, he's working real hard, and there comes the wifey. Get the check, get that money. Here we go with Nine of Coins. That was Eight of Coins. This is Nine of Coins. Look at that. That's the boss lady. She's got everybody working under her. We got 10 of Coins. Very beautiful. I think we're going to the court, and this is your knave instead of the page. El caballero, the knight. I love the green color. All the coins have green, which represent the element of earth. Look at the face on that queen. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Love the faces. They look like, it looks like an old deck, but it's really new. It's modern. It's beautiful. And this is the King of Coins. Now we're going to go into the cups. Now, if you notice, the earth is green and the coins. The cups are a darker blue, and that's your traditional Ace of Cups. Here's your Two of Cups. Three of Cups. Very nice. Like that. This is Four of Cups. A little melancholy. Not a little sad, a little depressed. But there's that little butterfly shows a little hope. Look at that. Isn't that very nice? Look at that. I'm trying to get it. I don't want it to be too blurry. Try not to get it blurry, and I'm trying not to get the light above my head. Which one is this one? I'm looking at Six of Cups. Just got this deck, and I love. You know, when you buy a deck, there's always those cards. Usually for me, it's the Hangman or the Court cards that I can't stomach. There's nothing I can say. I even like the border on this deck. There's nothing I can say bad about this deck. I wanted to, I'm getting older. I've been reading Rider for for an ever and a day, gazillion years, and I wanted to try something new. I wanted to, you know, test my limits with how I read. And since I do read La Baraja Española, these are similar. You know, the Spanish playing cards or playing cards. This is pretty much the interpretation of this is pretty much similar to the Spanish or even playing cards. It's just got the major arcana as well. Beautiful. That's the 10. Court cards I love because look at those faces. Look at that, Paris. Look at that. I love that. It looks like, you know, something that you would find in a French playing card deck. This is Caballero of Copa. How you say that? Knight of Cups in English. The Queens, I love those faces. Look at that face. There's nothing I can say that I don't like about this deck. Look at that King. Is he handsome? That's the Cups, and that's the King of Cups, El Rey de Copas. The next, we're going to go with the Swords. Now, the Swords, I would like this orange. From what I'm looking at, it's like an orange, and it is orange even on the video, but I would like to see a little bit redder. That's the only complaint I have with this deck. Just a little bit redder to represent, for me, the element of fire, but I can work with it. I like it. I love that. Look at that. It's got that yellow submarine, the Beatles hands right there. You see that? People are like, who are the Beatles and what is the yellow submarine? I can imagine. Look at that. 2 of Swords. I don't want to get too close so it's so blurry, but look at that. That looks so nice. I love this deck. 3 of Swords. Melancholy. Deep in thought. Sadness. Tristeza. Time to rest, time to meditate, time to pull back, time to think your next move, or you can get hurt. And that's beautiful for a 4 of Swords, 5 of Swords. Look at that and see the crutches. Look at the Knight, look at the Moon. I love this deck. Can't wait to read with this. I could probably just start reading it with my next client. That's how much I love this deck. Love Paul Huson. He's one of my childhood favorite authors. Love that man. Love all his books. He's one of my favorite writers. Mastering Witchcraft. I've always compared books after reading that, and then reading other books on. I'm not disrespecting Wicca. I'm not a Wiccan, and I don't like New Age concepts. I like things the way they are, black and white. I like the things hot and cold. There's both positive and negative energies in the universe. And I've noticed a lot of people like to fluff in even tarot readings. They like to make, look at that face. They like, you ever go to see people reading and they just, I see them pulling out the devil and the tower and the 10 of Swords, and they are not giving the person who's paying for a reading what they're paying for to hear. And sometimes, they do need some counseling, and it is up to us to let them know. Look at that Queen. Look at that. I like that. It's up to us to make sure that they hear what they need to hear. We can't fluffen it up. We can't make that devil into what he's not, or that tower what he's not. This is the wand, and it's a lighter blue. I think I would have liked this red, and I would have liked this a little bit maybe yellow, but I can live with that. That's the only complaint I have. I can live with that because I still love the deck. Look at that. He's in thought. Should I do it? Should I not? What do I do? 3 of Wands. 4 of Wands. So yes, I love this deck very much. 5 of Wands. 6 of Wands. What is he holding? Looks like a toilet paper. Sorry, looks like a roll of toilet paper from where I'm at. What is he holding? I have to inspect that later. Look at that, 7. I'm sorry, I have to look at this because like it's gonna drive me crazy. What is he holding? Looks like a scroll. Okay. Still nice. Look like toilet paper. I'm gonna get that out of my head, because then that's gonna mess up when I'm reading people. I have to make you laugh. 8 of oh, and this is not wands, it's batons or bastones. In Spanish, it's bastones, batons. I'm gonna check out. That's a good thing. I'm gonna check that out because I didn't really pay attention. This is 9 of batons. 10 of batons. Look at that. Wow, that is beautiful. That's gorgeous. I can't wait to read with this deck. So it's like Caesar or Hector. I got it, Hector, as the knave, sota of bastones. And then we're almost at the end. We have the knight, el caballero of bastones. I'm gonna look at that real quickly. Look at the face. I love the faces of these court cards. The queen, la reina, and the king. That Caesar, Julius Caesar, in all his royalty. Look at the laurel leaves are on his head. Love that. That is nice. And the last card that comes with it, which I use with it this is the significator, el significante. I don't put this to the side. I shuffle this along with the cards. When I'm reading for a client, I don't pull it out. When it comes out in a reading, that means that the person that I'm reading for, whatever card comes around it, I really need to focus on the message that I'm giving to them at that moment. I'm going to try to zoom in as best as I can. Look at that. So you can see as much of the detail on that card. He put a lot of details. I'm going to pull all the aces because I want to see the names. I wasn't paying attention just to see, because I noticed that the wands are batons. So just give me 1 second and let me check that out real quick. Okay, so I had to check all the aces just to make sure. Actually, I checked them real quick. But no, the only one that has the batons is the wands, which in Spanish we call them bastones. The swords is swords. In Spanish is espada. The cups, copa. It says cups right there. And the coins, lo oro, or the pentacles. It's just coins. So yes, you can see it's a green for the coins, dark blue for the cups, an orange, like an orangey for the swords, and a lighter blue, lighter than this blue for the wands. I would have loved this to be, well, it is green, so that's perfect. Blue is perfect. I think this would have been nice, a little redder, and this a light yellow. But I think the major was yellow. Yeah, the major was yellow. But anyways, this is just a review of one of my favorite decks, is the Dame Fortune Wheel Tarot. It comes in a Spanish. This is the English edition. It also comes in the Spanish edition, and it is by one of my favorite writers, which is this is one of his book. This is the Mastering Herbalism. Yeah, this is Mastering Herbalism. I love this book. And also the author of one of my first books ever in English on not Wicca. This is more traditional witchcraft. I read this when I was a kid in a library, and he was one of my, like I said, he influenced me a lot when I was a kid. Still influences me now. Like most of his book, he has also a book which is titled The Mystical Origins of the Tarot Deck, which I also recommend. Don't have it in hand right now at this moment. Developing ESP, I think he also has. And there's one more book that I'm missing that I can't think off the top of my head. Love this man, love his work. I'm excited about this tarot deck. It's been a long time. You know, sometimes you're excited about a tarot deck and you buy it and you're like, oh, okay, it's nice. And then, you know, there's some cards that you like and then some cards you just like, no. You wouldn't believe how many tarot decks I give out or give away because they look beautiful online and then I won't use them, and I don't like to put something. I'm not a hoarder. I'm not a collector. I like to have things to use. So this is something that I'm definitely going to use. I already have my box. You know, always keep my tarot decks in their boxes. Here's another tarot deck that I use. This is the golden brown. So I already have my tarot box for it. Anyways, I highly recommend it. It's a beautiful deck. It's around 17, 18 bucks. You can't go wrong. It's very beautiful. If you read the Rider-Waite or Rider-Waite tradition like I do, and you want to branch out to Marseille or a different older form of cartomancy, but they seem like a little bit too hard for you, I recommend this deck. It is beautiful. I recommend it because the major are illustrated. You know, so a lot of people, they do get intimidated when they don't see that the majors, Three of Swords, we all know Three of Swords, you know, tristeza, betrayal, you know, suffering, sadness. So anyways, I really highly recommend it. Sorry, I'm blabbing on. I'm really excited about this deck. It's been a long time since I've been excited about a tarot deck. I highly recommend it. It's a Dame Fortune Tarot Wheel Tarot. This is the English version. There's a Spanish version as well. If you like this video, please hit like. Please subscribe. Please let other people know about my channel. And thank you very much. Much love, much respect to everybody. Santo Sanse, this is Sancista Brujo Luis. Please leave a comment down below and please hit that like button and please share on your favorite social media. Santo Sanse.